Welcome, beloved friends, to Daily God's Promise, Day 4. Today, on August 4, 2025, we embrace a powerful declaration of faith from Psalm chapter 27 verse 1. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the strength of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? This is not a naive statement of a life without problems, but a profound declaration of trust from King David. It reveals that when God is our source of light, salvation, and strength, our fears lose their grip, and we can stand firm with unwavering confidence in His presence and power. 1. Now we will discuss the historical aspect of the verse. Psalm chapter 27 was written by David, a man who knew what it meant to live between promises and pressure. Whether running from Saul, facing enemies, or navigating betrayal, David continually reminded himself of who God was, not just in theory, but in personal experience. This psalm is a song of bold trust in the face of real danger. The threats were not imagined, but David's faith was greater than his fear. He declared that the Lord was both his guiding light and his sure salvation. It is a declaration for anyone who feels surrounded, uncertain, or overwhelmed. This verse doesn't deny fear, it defies it. In a world full of anxiety, uncertainty, and potential threats, David's words are a battle cry for the believing heart. He doesn't ask if there are things to fear. He declares that because of who God is, His light, His salvation, and His strength, there is no one and nothing ultimately worthy of his fear. This verse is a powerful antidote to the fear and anxiety that often plague our hearts. 2. Let's unpack the theological meaning. This verse reveals three key aspects of God's character for us. Checkmark. The Lord is my light. In a dark, confusing world, God gives direction, clarity, and hope. Light exposes danger and reveals the path. Checkmark. And my salvation. God is not just a helper, He is the deliverer. He doesn't just assist, He rescues and redeems. Checkmark. The strength of my life. God is the source of endurance. He doesn't just give strength, He is strength. 3. The Lord is my light and my salvation. God's presence dispels darkness. David declares that God Himself is his light. Light represents clarity, truth, and hope, dispelling the darkness of confusion, ignorance, and despair. He is also his salvation, his rescuer and deliverer from danger, trouble, and the ultimate bondage of sin. When we truly believe that God is the one who guides us out of darkness and rescues us from every peril, the things that once terrified us lose their power. His presence provides the clarity and protection we need to walk without stumbling. 4. Whom shall I fear? The logical outcome of faith. This powerful rhetorical question is the logical conclusion drawn from God's character. If the God of all creation is my light and my rescuer, then no earthly power, no enemy, no circumstance, and no person has the ultimate authority to harm me. This question forces us to consider the true source of our security. It's not a naive statement that we will never face problems, but a powerful, defiant declaration of trust that puts our fears in their proper, subordinate place to the sovereignty of God. 5. The Lord is the strength of my life. God's power as our fortitude. The final declaration, the Lord is the strength of my life, speaks of God as our fortress, our stronghold, and the very inner fortitude that keeps us from collapsing under pressure. This is not just physical strength, but spiritual and emotional resilience. God's strength is our foundation, giving us the power to persevere through trials, to endure hardship, and to stand firm when everything around us feels shaky. He becomes the unwavering core of our being, a safe place to retreat in times of weakness and a source of power to push forward. 5. Old Testament cross-references. Isaiah says in 12:2, God is my salvation, the Lord is my strength and song. He is not just enough, He is everything. In Exodus we see how God personally delivers His people in battle in the 15:2. Lord is my strength and song, and He has become my salvation. Micah says even when you fall, His light finds you in chapter 7 verse 8. When I sit in darkness, the Lord will be a light to me. 6. New Testament cross-references. John says that Jesus fulfills this psalm. He is your light in chapter 8 verse 12. I am the light of the world. He who follows me shall not walk in darkness. Paul says that light isn't just around you, it's within you in 2 Corinthians chapter 4 verse 6. God, shone in our hearts to give the light of the knowledge of the glory of God. In Romans chapter 8 verse 31 he says, if God is for us, who can be against us? No fear can stand before God's presence. 7. Choosing to live fearlessly today. Today, let the words of Psalm chapter 27 verse 1 become the anthem of your heart. When darkness or confusion looms, declare, the Lord is my light. When you feel in danger, declare, the Lord is my salvation. When you feel weak or overwhelmed, declare, the Lord is the strength of my life. You will find that when God's presence is your reality, fear loses its grip. Confidently declare today, whom shall I fear? Of whom shall I be afraid? May you find courage and security in God's promises. Fear is natural. But for the believer, faith is supernatural. Check mark. Don't fight fear alone. Declare who God is out loud. Check mark. When you feel weak, run to the strength of your life. Check mark. In dark moments, remember, He is your light. He is your salvation. He is your strength. Let your identity and confidence come from Him, not your circumstances. God bless you and give you grace after grace.